Apparently there was an update to Torchlight 3 today, I think, and they made some changes to the Forged character, which is cool because that's exactly the character that I've chosen to play so far. Also, there were some changes to the fort, and I didn't go through the whole patch notes, but they mentioned also some item changes, affixes, blah blah blah. But let's go to the fort and take a look what they did. Uh, so in the fort, the first thing that I've noticed so far is that we now have this cellar here, which is maybe a good thing because I have already that so many items for the fort that I really wasn't sure where to put them. So I just chose to put the elementary stuff here, the ones that I really need, so the utilities, everything else, the decorations I just kind of skipped. There's this change, which is visual. So Dungeon, he just now pops out of his, what is this, his pot, or whatever the word for this is. When you come close, before it was you had to click here and then he appeared like this. Yeah, so. But the thing that I was looking for the most is the changes to Forged. As you can see, this skill here, this icon, this whatever meter, looks a bit different than it used to look before the patch. And let's go and take a look. So, Steam now increases movement. Expend heat is an attack generating steam. Aha, okay, so once enough heat is built up using a vent, will expend heat, and that in turn will generate steam, and then steam will increase movement speed and cause basic attacks to deal 250% of it. Oof. Okay, so either I have completely missed the point of this character, or they're trying hard to push for the melee version of Forged, because I honestly I don't really know why, because the strongest thing that the Forge has is this cannon of his, right? This is what does most of the damage, this and the skills that you have. And before this it was like the dynamic, you build up heat, you vent heat, you build up heat, you vent heat. Everything you do builds up heat, and then you use some of the skills to vent that heat. I mean, the dynamics were not that bad. It was fun. You had to balance it, but the skills were nah. There weren't that many to choose from, and looking at my spec here right now, I kind of got stuck in a place where I was experimenting with the relic that I chose and the abilities here, so I'm kind of stuck with a really bad build here. And a good thing they did was to give me this reset skill opportunity, but still, I tried doing brawl skills and just doesn't work for me. I mean, there's no point of Forged going melee when he has this gun. As long as he has the gun, it's a ranged character. Uh, I really, yeah, okay, you have ramming robot, but that's just a movement skill, something to help you get away from all the mobs which are trying to, you know, crowd you and zerg you, whatever. What they should have changed was the key thing that's bothering, I think, a lot of players, and that's the fact that once you pick a relic, you can't change the relic, and the replayability of the game is really bad. I mean, once you level up a character, I don't want to level up another character. I just don't. Especially, I don't want to level up another Forge just to test if it works better with a different relic. If, they should have given us the ability to change the relic, and then we can. I would have completely. I wouldn't have minded if they left the heat system as it was, but instead opted for changing the relic. That way I can experiment with the relic. I could maybe imagine a forged in a melee build with the blood relic, so a vampire forged, That'd be nice. Just kind of regenerating my own hit points while hitting stuff. I don't know. Um, Also, the fact remains that even now, if I want to experiment with this, I really can't because I need to get gear for melee, right? So right now, I've based my gear around the cannon. Everything else is just cosmetics. Like this pistol I'm wearing to avoid melee and maybe blow off some heat from time to time if I'm unable to use one of the skills. The shield, it's there to just keep me alive longer. It's not intended to be, I don't know, like a melee shield, like a paladin type shield or stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not sure that what they did was a good thing. In any case, as I was saying, even now, if I wanted to experiment with a build, I don't have the weaponry for it, right? So they gave me this reset, but I really can't do anything with it. Check my, yeah, okay. I could put a two-handed weapon here and maybe go melee, but why would I want to do that? I don't know. I have to say I'm a bit disappointed. I was expecting more. Okay, they heard the community. They said, and they went down. They go back to the drawing board. Okay, but what they drew again is not really what we need. I think you, maybe people will disagree with me. Undoubtedly, people will disagree with me. Even question the viability of this build. But the fact remains that up until now, everything was based around this cannon that you are using, right? And everything else was secondary. With the cannon, I do not see any reason to go melee. If I'm not going melee, then why would I be using any of these skills? Like, why uppercut requires me to be right in the middle of the mobs? I usually want to stay away from the mobs. Um, strike enemies in front of you with three rapid hits. I don't want to strike enemies in front of me. I want them to stay as far away from me as possible. Spin your ways. Okay, I can spin, but if this were a movement skill, then I would, probably think about it. But movement skill, this is the only one that I've been using, which is, you could say, a little bit melee, but I use it to get away from the AoEs and the dots, the poisons, the burns, the lightnings, and everything. Ah, one more thing that they did add is the new contract, which it could be a good thing, depending on the rewards. So there's a lot of things you can get from here, right? Frost Owl, the pet, um, Holiday Tree. That, I mean, this is nice. This is nice. I like this. This is good incentive to keep playing again. But this wasn't here before. This is new. I don't know what this is. Maybe this is a way to reset the contract. What's at the end of this contract? Um, no, this is something else. Anyhow, that's nice. This is fine. I like this. This is a good thing to introduce. But this thing they did with the skills, I'm not so sure. I'm gonna try and run a dungeon now, so I do apologize if I get killed stupidly because it's been, as I said, my gear and my builds are totally screwed up right now because I was experimenting and I was left without enough reset points to make something out of it. So I'm gonna do my best to get this to the end. It's, yeah, thank you, Fazir. That's a vote of confidence. Let's see what we have. Correct. Okay. Okay, spiky. Let's go for spiky. That's usually easy. And one thing also, every time I went through one of these, my pet would go away. Let's see if they fix that. Let's see if they fix that. This was really annoying. Yep, no pet. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave now. Yes, yes, I'm leaving the dungeon. Okay, that's fine. So now I have to go back to the pet house. I'm going to resummon my pet by swapping and summoning him again. So he's back now. So I'm just gonna do what I always do before I go into the dungeon. And yeah, okay. Also, they could have made it so that these change every time you fail or you try again. That they rotate them. These are same every time you try to do a certain level. This is something also they could have changed, but no. Instead, they went for the different heat mechanic.
You godlike weapons, right? It's a fine time to start.
Let's send the pet to town. This way he's gonna be coming back to me while I'm in the dungeon, which is fine.
Your pet has arrived.
Yep. There we go. Let's see how long can I last. Okay, so the attack has a new animation here, right? See, it has bits of steam. Let me try and show you again. Yep, there you go. More steam. Wood is always fine.
What does that spell do?
this was a nice change. The portal that wasn't here before, when I usually had to go and find the end of the level somewhere, and now the minute I fulfilled the quest, I got a portal. So let's see how I do in a boss fight in these circumstances. And this should be easy.
You can't pass that. You can't carry anymore.
Oh, full inventory, okay. Small this to pets. Let's get out of here. Continue. Thank you. What, no rewards?
Okay.
Alright. Let's see if I made a contract. Yes, I made one. I did not switch. Alright, never mind. That's fine. Anyway, this was a quick overview of the changes. Okay, granted, the there are probably some more significant changes about connected to the items and to these prefixes and affixes and whatever they call them. But honestly, if they don't change this main problem here, and that's called fixed relic, and you can't change it, then none of this makes much sense. Uh, I didn't see any direct benefits from this heat and steam new mechanism. The movement increase. Tja. Let's see. They say that some skills can spend steam, but which ones? Okay, pressure shot. Okay, this one. Chest gun damage. Okay. This is still heat. This is a vent. Yeah, this is nice. This is very nice. Rapid strike, power uppercut, active skill, power uppercut. This one uses steam. Cyclone mode is heat. Fracking strike is steam. So basically, they are now pushing you to a situation where you need to use the gun to build up heat, then you need to use a vent skill to build up steam, then you get to use a Steam skill, and Steam skill, this one is meh, but I tried using Fracking Strike in the past. It wasn't really effective. You have to. It's not AOE. It's positional. It's straight in front of you. I didn't like it. Anyhow, I'm gonna use my reset skills opportunity and then try and make a build. Once I do that, I will test it and I'll probably create another video with my opinion on that. But I don't think it will change much. So okay, this is fine. This is changing a bit how you are supposed to play, but I don't like this insisting on melee because why? There's no point. It's still not interesting. So melee, these skills, these melee skills should not have been present here. But this is the biggest pain point, right? Let us change the relic. This way we can experiment more. That's all I have to say for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.